Good morning. It's Monday, November 14th, 2022. My name is Terry Morgan. We are here to practice Baguazhang, the 8 palm changes. This morning and this week, we have a review of palm changes 1 to 4. Next week, we're going to review palm changes 1 to 8. All right, and as we wrap up next week, I intend to be recording and then posting some additional material. I've got some that I've already recorded and haven't edited yet, and I've got some additional stuff that I am going to record as we conclude this series on Baguazhang. I'll teach it again later. Meantime, for the remainder of the year, this time period, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, will be a little bit more random. I'm going to cover some basic sets, Wudang's 3 basic methods, cover some basic stretches, and a few other things that will help us move forward into the next year, really. I have 2 things that I haven't taught yet. Dragon Sword and Taiji, Wudang Taiji. I'm looking at how I might present both of those. And I've got some ideas for that. And I'm also looking at what else we might do in this 7 a.m. time period for next year. So lots of things that I'm looking at, not ready to say exactly beyond what I just said. I'm not ready to say exactly what we're going to work on, but I will still be here, and we'll still be working on some different things. We're also going to revisit some Taiji, as well as Xingyi, and we're going to continue working on Ching. Let's get started for this morning. Feet about shoulder width apart. Stand straight. Pull up through the crown of the head. Shoulders down and relaxed. Pull up through the center. Pull this up. And in. Open the arms. Wiggle the fingers. Wiggle the toes. Bend the knees. Hands circle the front. Back around to both sides. Up along the center line. And reach out over the legs. Follow the space between your hands. Remember to bend the knees. Everything moves. One more time. Fingertips reach up. Elbows drop down, wrists. Fingertips. Follow your fingertips down. Reach out as you arch through the back. Remember to use your legs. One more time. Hands return to your sides. Don't stop. I'm going to turn to my right. You turn to your left. Smile. That smile does oh so much more. Keep the circle round. And come center. Follow the space between your hands. Remember that your hands and your arms are moving. Everything moves. It appears, one more time, appears to be less movement. Come to center. and return. Relax. All right, and there appears to, let me finish that sentence. There appears to be less movement, right? This is what my hands are doing. My arms are actually doing this. That doesn't appear to be the case because everything else is moving with. So the relative movement of my body and my arms makes it seem like my arms are not moving. They are. They should be. Everything moves. That's the. This is one of those basic fundamental things that I want to talk about for a second. This stretch is one of the best stretches that I have found, and I've looked a lot, because when it's done as it should be done, everything's moving, it warms up the entire body. Everything starts being more alert. The stretch itself helps to generate natural fluids within the body so that the bones and the joints and all of the attachments are more lubricated. And as that happens, it causes an easier motion because there's more lubrication. It's the same as putting a little WD-40 on a stiff faucet. Just a little bit. Oh, now it'll move. Oh, isn't that nice? Same kind of thing, except all we're using is our breath and the body's natural. There's no magical stuff about it. The body's natural ability to and I'm looking for another word here, but there isn't one. Homeostasis is the word. The body's natural ability to restore itself. So our bodies have a natural ability, this comes with, we have this, have a natural ability to return to health. Okay? We get sick, we get better. We don't want to get worse, we want to get better, right? If we have, sometimes we need a little medication, sometimes we need a little help to get better. As we develop our practice, we develop the body's natural restorative ability, so that as we're practicing, we're developing that skill as well as giving the body a chance through, and is completely again, I'm looking for another word here. I'm gonna say it this way: completely natural process. So as I'm here, wiggle the toes. It opens my feet. My feet feel better. My foot's better placed on the ground. The bubbling well, the yunchuan in the ball of the foot is open. And it's easier for me to sink my weight down. Wiggle the toes. Side effects, I talk about that frequently, that something else happens as a result of what we're doing. We have this and I'm going to talk about this a little bit with Bagua this morning. We have this with this stretch. everything's working as we go over, everything's working as we move. And that opens the entire body. That's what we want. I could give a 15-minute calisthenics set. We can do some jumps, we can do some, I've got a couple of those, and I've taught a couple of those. This is the best series that I've found to accomplish what I'm trying to accomplish, which is to get ready to do something else. Leg stretches. Just in case I decide to do something else this morning. And let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Sing. And other side. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Sing. And come on up. All right. As we, excuse me. All right. As we move forward with Bagua practice, it is useful, I'm going to use that word, it's useful to review, okay? So, we're going to do a little review, and as we do that, I'm going to try and add a little bit more to each of the palm changes, and this is not so much the sense of a different movement as it is a little bit more what's going on inside. I've talked about this previously, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit more. All right, salute, right here, body is straight, my knees are slightly bent, they're not locked, I'm not here, okay, just slightly, just enough that they're bent, okay, they're open. Again, not you can tell when your knees are locked. The front of your leg pulls up really hard, and your knees are set. They ain't going anywhere. Right? Unlock them. Relax that. The hip has to be unlocked as well. As you regulate the breath, that relaxed, open, full breathing, breathe in. And breathe out. Comes from back here. All right. The base of the lungs, not up here, back here in the back. As you open the back, arms will open a little bit, not much, just a little. Breathing, right? Pay attention to sinking the breath lower, so that as you breathe, this part of the chest is not really involved. It's below the lungs, the diaphragm, and the base of the lungs that expand and contract. That helps with both the timing and the speed as we're moving, because we're not moving slowly. Salute to the center. Palm change 1 on the pattern, position 6 over here. Breathe in. Breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Turn, sink. Step 1, 2. All right. That's it. That's it. What are we doing? relax the breath. Pay attention to breathing. Breathe in. Breathe out. And breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Right? Relax for a second. That combination. Nice and easy. And one more time. Select the center. Breathe in. Breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. Right? Nice and easy breath, well coordinated with the movement. We want that coordination. We want that linkage between what we're doing with the breath and what we're doing with the movement. Having said that, we use a different combination if we're moving more quickly. All right? I can't use that same breath movement combination if I'm moving fast. I'm going to move a little faster this time. All right? Breathe in, breathe out. No, it didn't work. What do? What I talked about at the very beginning, as we were getting started, opening the breath from here. It's not here. It's not the upper back. Below, underneath the lungs. Use the diaphragm to pull down as you breathe in. Use the diaphragm to push up as you breathe out. Coordinate your breath cycle so that it is smooth and continuous. So you don't run out of breath, right? Faster. Pay attention to my breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. And cycle one more time. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. And nice, easy, relaxed breath. Movement wasn't easy and relaxed. The movement was reasonably quick. We want that nice, easy, relaxed breath that will carry us through the entire set. We're going to keep going. All right? If we don't pay attention to how we can relax the breath, breathe deeply, and move quickly at the same time, it's not going to happen. You get tired, you run out of breath, you get, And that's not a good thing. We don't want that. Let me check something here. Okay, that's all right. That coordination, so let me talk about that for a second. Now, I was going to talk about something else, and now I'm going to talk about that. All right, so this coordination. As I'm breathing, right? Just palm change one, palm change one, right? Breathe in, here. This has the meaning behind it. Raise your hands. Elbow, wrist. Hello. I can twist. I can press down and up. Any of those, not comfortable for the other person. No. So I want the wrist, and I want the elbow. Palms are open until they're not. Right? Palms. 3 guesses. What I'm doing here. Push. This pushes down, this pushes forward, and depending on where my opponent is, I'm going to target particular body parts. Okay? So if this hand can catch the hip, yeah. Oh, some auto update thing has probably started because I just got an error message. I'm thinking, am I going to fiddle with the machine or am I going to just leave it alone? Hang on a second. Alright, I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to assume that my error over here is because of something else, not what it's telling me. Because it was fine a minute ago. I just checked it. It was fine. Alright, so right here. Down. This hand, as I step in, this hand comes down, right? I'm here. No. No. Other side, right? That also has, yeah, it was something else because now I'm back to everything's fine. All right, this also can have grab and pull down, right? So it's not only here. I could step here. In form here, I could. What I do next in form may or may not be what I would do next in an application, because what my circumstance is, what am I doing, what's going on, what's the situation, what do I have to deal with, and how did the opponent respond to whatever it was I did? What happened? That gives me my next move, whatever it is I'm going to do next. The ability to respond in real time, those reaction skills, come from practice. Every time, every time I do this, I develop, my ear itches, I develop the skill to react with that movement. I don't have to think about it, I just do it. Those reaction skills are what we use in application. We understand what that might do. What did I just do? I stepped in and I moved something down. Real simple. More or less force depends on your circumstance and what you have to do. Less force is always better because it requires less effort from you, and it doesn't set up the same level of response in the other person. So, for example, I want this movement. How about just this? Just this. I want to walk this way. I'm going to go here. And the room is crowded, and there are quite a few people around. And I've found these people facing this way, these people kind of face, I can pass through here. So I'm going to go this way, and one person over here steps out. Now, I can do a couple of different things. The ideal thing is for me to, this person's facing this way, right? The ideal thing is for me to come here and move the person so that instead of here, they're here. That's all that needed to happen, that little bit. If I can do that without much disruption, if I can do that softly, if I can do that gently, right? That quiet movement. Bagua, turn, right? The chances that person is going to respond with force, very small. I could move them out of my way. The chances then are good that the person is going to respond with more force, right? Why would I choose more when I have an opportunity for less? Less friction, less effort, right? In all of the internal arts that I practice, we look for those opportunities. So as I come here, can I use more force here? Do I want to be able to use more force? Absolutely. Do I want it to be the only way that I practice? Do I want it to be the reaction? Reaction should always be less. Less force, more skill. All right. First palm change. Over here. Salute the center again. Breathe, relax the breath. Open the arms. Again, relax the breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. And breathe in. Ready, and turn. Breathe out. Step. And come around. Palm change one again. Turn. One more time, palm change one. Palm change one. Stop. Breathing. Nice and easy. The movement, well coordinated. Not worrying about huffing and puffing, right? We don't want that huff and puff. We want that long, continuous, extended breath. And if we should need, breathe in. Let me do this. Shi Hu. Extension goes through, not at. Okay? So, Shi Hu. No, don't do that. We don't do that. Don't do that. No. No. And no again. Don't do that. We want ho, ho. Pressing through the movement so that the chi, the force, and the effort go through, not at. Okay, it's a distinction that I make as I'm thinking about this, it's a distinction that I make in English with the prepositions. At something, at. Through. I'm going to go through. I don't want to go at. Okay? That distinction is something that we want to cultivate, that we want to develop, that through effort as opposed to an at. Even those movements that are intended as what's commonly called a strike. We just did this, right? It's not at, it's through. Everything's connected, move through, not at. That combination of method of movement together with the deepening of the breath gives us an ability to use the motion, the kinetic energy, through the turns that we don't have otherwise. Okay? So, palm change one, palm change two. Palm change one, palm change two. And then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to reverse. I'm going to go from the other side so that there's both sides to this. All right? And salute the center. Not too slow. Relax the breath. Smile. Breathe in. Open the back. And breathe out. Focus. Breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Stop. Breathe in. Breathe out. It wasn't breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe out. No. That easy, relaxed, comfortable. It should be comfortable. Breathe as we go. Alright? Palm change 1 and palm change 2. A little more slowly. Palm change 1 here, palm change 2. And then I'm going to turn around. Ready? Turn. Relax the breath. 2 steps. And come back around. 1, 2. Here we go. Palm change 2. Split. Open. And come back to center. Alright. Where am I? I'm looking at the camera because I'm going to turn around here. Yeah, well. Yeah, I got enough room. Alright. Hey, just barely. Salute the center. Ready, and breathe in. Breathe out. And breathe in. Breathe out. Turn. Breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. All right. Relax. I'm going to do this again. A little more slowly. Salute the center. Relax the breath. Open the back. Pull up through the front. Turn. Come back to center. 1, 2. Close. Come around. 1, 2. And close. Palm change 2. Alright. Relax. As we develop the footwork, the palm changes, and the breath connection, we're also paying attention to how we move through space. We're also paying attention to that energy connection. Where do I need to be? How do I take? What do I have to do with my foot? Right? How do I do this? I'm here. Left hand center. Left foot front. 2 steps, I'm going to turn left. This way. So you go 1, 2. How did I make that happen? What did I have to do to execute that turn? This is the review question. This is one of the foundation things that we must have. It's part of our stepping method. It's part of our fundamentals for Bagua practice. As I hit this spot, I'm going to turn on this foot. I have to know that before I get there. If I don't know that before I get there, my foot's not going to place where it should, how it should, right? First thing that I have, okay, so I'm here. Stepping method, I'm going to talk about the left foot here. Left foot, step forward. Right foot, step forward. Go, hook around, right? If my intent is to keep going, what I do with my left foot here, as I bring my foot forward, is place it and get ready to bring my weight through. Right? So, I'm coming here, I'm going to bring my weight through. I'm going to keep traveling. Here, if I know I'm going to turn, I'm setting my foot so that I'm going to turn. I need to set my heel. I need to grip more with the toes so that as I pull my weight around, and keeping in mind, this is not, we're not doing this in slow motion, okay? I'm slow-mo right now, but we don't do this in slow motion. Set the foot. As you bring the weight around, set the other foot. This has to be a pivot. Okay? Anybody play basketball? Pivot. This foot can move, this foot doesn't. Right? This don't go anywhere. This can. Pivot. As we set the foot, it's also important to understand how much force and how fast we intend to bring the body around so that we don't keep going. We could keep going. We could spin. Do we want to? Nah, not really. Not at this, no, not right now. There's other things that we can do with the spin. We could do this with the spin. Not this practice method. Here. I'm gonna do something later on this week. I'm gonna do class without the shoes, and if I'm still getting stuck on the carpet, then it's all my fault. It's entirely on me. All right, but so this idea that as we set the foot, the sets, I'm gonna bring all of this around with force. Right? This is not there's energy, there's strength, and there's force from the turn and from my own movement in all of that. We want to be able to use that. If the foot doesn't set properly, we can't. Okay? Palm changes 1 and 2. 1, 2. Salute. Pay attention to the foot that needs to set. Sink, pull down, and twist into the sustaining leg as you bring your hip around. Breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. Ready? And breathe out. Turn. Set. Oh yeah. And ready again. Pay attention. Where does your hip and where does your leg need to be each time you move? All right, relax for a second. I stopped in the middle of palm change 2 there. You need to finish that. One more time. Salute. Pay attention. Where does your hip need to be? Relax the breath. Open the back. Breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Relax through the back. Open. Stop. Each time we bring more energy, more of that kinetic force to our movement, we need to also be more grounded so that as we're turning, that turn is solid, not flighty, okay? We don't want the appearance of weightlessness. We want the appearance of effortlessness. That the movement itself, as we're moving, no matter what we're doing, right? It does require effort, by the way, it does. But the appearance of effortlessness is what we want. That less force, more use through and at, combines with the breath, the combination of the movement and the breath, the internal workmanship, to give us much more than each movement by itself. So, and let me say this, I need to clarify that for a second. The motion around, the turns and walking the circle give us more than any of the individual movements without the turns, without walking the circle. Okay? That ability to understand how to develop and harness that kinetic energy is one of the most amazing things that I have found in Bagua. So, I'm going to be back tomorrow with a little bit, it's going to be more review. Similar to what we did today, I'll probably talk less. And we're going to pay attention to palm changes 3 and 4. Again, 1 through 4 this week. I'll do 5 through 8 next week. We're wrapping up. As we finish, there are a few things that I will be adding so that there'll be some additional material that I won't cover in this session, but will be covered in videos that I'll be posting. I'll be back tomorrow, Bagua Wednesday, Bagua Thursday, and Friday, Qigong. I hope you'll join me. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it.